Got another league starter guide for you. This one gets you 1,880 points. It also gets you up to tier 2 of the combat masteries, gets you 40 attack, tons of skill and levels, a bunch of free XP, and most importantly, because we don't know how many points are needed to get to the ×8 multiplier, I've designed it to only hand in Vampire Slayer once we've got tons of points, so we're very likely to get to that ×8 multiplier. And the same for all the Varrock Museum, XP that we can get from the Information Clock and the Natural History Museum as well. So this I think is probably the best starting route that you can do. Start off with, open the league's interface, it'll be one of these tabs here, just click on it and then it'll take you through a tutorial and that is going to complete the first 2 tasks for you. Worth noting as well, whilst you're there, there's also some teleports that you can use which will take you to Lumbridge and Karamja and they don't have any cooldown. Next, head over to the combat tutors just to the north. I'll zoom out a bit just so you can see it a little bit easier. And before you get to them, just drop your mind and air runes and then claim from the magic tutor. That's going to give you some more air and mind runes plus a Draymond staff because we can use the fairy ring straight away this league's. Then go back into the castle, but you want to use the northern staircase, that's a task. This time I've also got a list down here where you can see the next 3 or 4 tasks, because I appreciate sometimes I'm a bit faster than you or a bit slower than you, just so you can see it's more easier to follow. Whilst we're here, we might as well grab an anti-dragon shield from Duke Horatio, a seeker shield to protect me from fire breath. Select that option, I think it's option 2, then go back upstairs to the bank. We need to free ourselves up a little bit of space so we can get rid of the 2 swords, the dagger and the sword, the shield, the bow and the arrows, and the body runes as well. Plus we might as well get rid of the bread and the shrimp as well. Your inventory should be like this, and you should have had the Draymond staff from the combat tutor. Once you have that, go back downstairs, and we're going to speak to the cook in the kitchen and start the cook's assistant quest. After you've selected yes to start the quest, you can go down the trapdoor. This is one of the type of quests where you may be able to do it, you may not. There's 4 spiders in here. One task is to kick one of them to death, and if it's busy in here, just don't worry about it, just leave it until another time. But if you can do it, just kill one of the spiders and get the task done. After that, head north a little bit and chop any of these trees. And then we just need to speak to Hans. He can be anywhere in here. I've just seen him walk past. He's the guy in the red shirt, and he can be anywhere around the castle. Pickpocket the men, and if you can get 28 pouches, great, and open them all at once for another task. But chances are I think you'll probably run out of health. But we're going to be coming back in a minute with some food anyway, so don't worry about that. After that, head into the graveyard, and you want to do a dance in the graveyard. Then head into Death's Domain. Unfortunately, you're going to have to go through all the options for this. From here, we want to head down into Xanaris. I'm going to turn my camera to face north. I'll keep it north from now on. Go into Xanaris. That's going to be another task. And once you're in, you can just leave straight away. Then you want to head over to the east side and just catch some shrimps. You want to keep fishing here until you fill up your inventory. Then burn your logs and cook your food on it. And that's going to complete a number of tasks for you. It's also optional if you want to go for level 15 fishing here. That is one more task to catch an anchovy. It's the only task you get for that though, and it takes about 3 to 5 minutes. So it's up to you if you want to leave that for another time or do it now. When you're cooking your food though, make sure to not cook one piece of food. We need that for a task later on. Once you got your cooked food and 1 raw food, head back up to Lumbridge and we're going to finish that thieving task now. We want to achieve 2 things here. We want 15 thieving and we also want to get 28 pouches to open in one go. The 15 thieving is not a task, but we need that level for a task later. Whilst you're thieving, also put your thick skin on, and this is just going to drain your prayer. After you finish your thieving, you got 28 pouches, you can open them for a task, then head to the Lumbridge church and pray at the altar for another task. Next, go over the bridge, and we're going to kill a goblin. We don't really have much to kill it with, but you can just use your wind strike. That'll do. And once you've killed it, you want to pick up the bones and bury them. Then head over to Lumbridge General Store. We're just going to buy a few items that we need. So in here, we want to buy a knife, a hammer, and some shears as well. Then head a little bit north and kill any of the rams if there's any available. This may or may not be possible again. If it's not, don't worry. Once you've done that, open the gate and shear 1 sheep. That's all we need. And then climb over the stile to the north and pick up the egg. Then take off any weapon that you've got equipped and just punch your chicken to death for another task. And then if you come around the south side here, there's some onions here. And another task is to pick one and eat one. Next, we're going to go a little bit north into the wheat field. So pick one of these wheat and cry in the wheat field for another task. There's also a haystack over here. And you want to keep searching it, and there's a 10% chance to find a needle. After that, head back to the windmill. And we're going to go to the top and just make ourselves some flour. So just go upstairs and then put the grain in the hopper, use the controls, go back downstairs and to the bottom and just click on the flour bin and it'll put it in the pot. Next thing, go through the gate, click on the dairy cow to milk it. And once that's done, you can home teleport. Back in Lumbridge, go in the kitchen. You've got all the items now for Cook's Assistant. Just speak to the cook to complete the quest. And once you've done that, you can now use the range, and that's going to be another task. Climb upstairs and go through the first door and use the spinning wheel to make yourself a ball of wool for another task. Then go back downstairs and over to the tree patch. Just speak to the gardener here and buy a rake. It's up to you if you want to buy some other farming supplies whilst you're here. All you're going to do is rake this patch here. Obviously I've got tree grown in this because this is an existing account, but you'll have some weeds here, so just rake them. Whilst you're here, if you can, and this is probably a long shot because there's only one mugger here and there's another one in Varrock by the ruin shop, but a task is to kill the mugger. So if you can, try and kill him, but with so many players doing these tasks early on, it probably won't be possible. Next, go over to Draynor. Something else I wanted to mention was almost every random event gives you some points. It's almost always a task, and that includes forestry events. So we're just going to get a backpack from the forestry guy, purely just to put on and wear. And then when we're cutting trees, you never know, if you get a forestry event, it's 3 points, isn't it? Next thing we want to do is go into the bank everything, apart from your GP. And then you want to buy some wines. Now you can buy unlimited wines as much as you want, so it's up to you how much you buy. You don't need your money for anything else. So if you want to buy 156 jugs of wine, you go for it. The stock depletes for me, it won't for you. You can buy however many you want. Once you have that, take about 15 wines. I've only got 5 because I thought I was in the shop. Over to the H.A.M hideout. And in here, you want to pickpocket the females at a level 15. You want to keep stealing from them until you get a steel pickaxe and a steel axe. Both are 1 in 50, so it could take a while. But we also want 40 thieving as well, so it doesn't matter if it takes a while. Also, if you get a guam, make sure to clean it. That's another task this leagues too. Once you have those, we can go back to the bank. Once you're at the bank, you want to take out your GP, about 8 wines, your air and mind runes, both your pickaxes, both your axes, your Draymond staff, knife, and your hammer. You could at this point go and defeat the lesser demon in the wizard's tower, but it's always packed, and I personally just wait until later when it's a little bit quieter and then go kill it a lot easier. But I put it in there just as a reminder that you need to do that at some point. Next, go to Ned and speak to Ned and ask him for a rope. Now, you can get a rope off him with just GP. Last time people said it didn't complete the task. If it doesn't, don't worry about it, just move on. It's not the end of the world to lose 10 points. Next, open a door and talk to Aggie, then select option 3. Then you're going to go north a little bit and start the vampire quest, and then go upstairs and get a garlic out of the cupboard. But we're not going to do any more on that quest just yet, we're going to finish it off later. Then go to Draynor agility course, and you want to do 10 laps of this, which is going to get you to over level 20. Once you've done that and you've got your levels, you want to head over to Draynor Manor. But from now on, anytime you're going anywhere, just chop some trees on the way. And you can also fletch the first ones into some arrow shafts. That's also another task from before. Once in here, go upstairs, and there's probably going to be a few people here, but a chair should follow you. Then head back downstairs, out the east side of the manor, and we're going to go to Barbarian Village. Once you're over here, just buy yourself a helmet, just the cheapest one is fine, from Pesca, just a bronze one. And then go down here into the entrance, and go through the first door, and one of the tasks is to kill a goblin with a spear, and there's a ton in here. You might want to stay here for longer as well. It's up to you. It depends how you feel. The creatures in here max hit for 9, and we need to go to the top floor. So if you've done this a million times and you're quite confident going through with 10 hit points, then go for it. If you want to stay here for a while and get yourself up a few more hit points, just to make sure you're not going to die in the next part, then feel free to do that as well. You're going to have to get your levels up at some point, so it's not the end of the world anyway. Loot all of the chests on the way to get your 10k, and then loot the last one for your boots. Pick whichever ones you want, and then put them on. Then use the chain to get out quickly. And then from here, you want to go into the long hall, grab a beer and drink it. If you've got any runes left, kill any of these barbarians from the other side. They are weak to magic. But don't worry if you haven't. We're going to come back here later as well with a lot more runes, so you can finish this off later if not. We're going to be in Varrock for a while, so as soon as you can kill one of the guards, they're normally very popular areas, and it's very hard to get a guard to yourself. So just keep an eye out. As soon as one's free, we're going to buy some more runes in a minute, so you're going to have plenty of runes. Just kill one of these. But I put it on the list early just so you know to keep a lookout. Whilst you're here as well, pet the stray dog. Also, pickpocket guards to get 28 pouches. Right by a bank, so if you need any of them wines that you've banged from before, just take them out. Keep pickpocketing until you get 28 pouches. Once you're done that, head over to the staff shop in the centre and buy yourself a staff of it. Then head down south to where Charlie the Tramp is. Upset the homeless, I'm guessing it's Charlie. Get a job, I'm guessing that'll upset him. Yep, that'll upset him. Next up, we want to go to the agility course, and you want to do another 10 laps. Once you're done that, head over to the rune shop. You want to buy yourself 200 mind runes, 25 runes. Whilst you're here, also get Aubrey to teleport you into the essence mine. And you want to mine 25 rune essence, but you don't need to keep hold of them, so just mine them and drop them as you get them. Once you're done that, head back out the portal, and then steal from the tea stall over here. There's another mugger here if you didn't kill one before. And from here, we want to go up to the sawmill. If you don't have any logs, just cut some on the way. When you're here, you want to buy some planks, and just buy one. That'll complete another task for you. Then you want to head west of Varrock to the church, and then up the stairs there. Talk to Elsie, and give her a cup of tea, and she'll tell you a lovely story. Press space so you don't have to read it, and then head downstairs. After that, you're going to go to the estate agent, and once you're in here, just buy yourself a house. That'll cost you 1000 GP and complete another task. Then a little bit south is the manhole, which is going to lead you to the Varrock sewers. There's tons of rats in here. I can't see these all being taken. Just kill anyone that you want. You want to go the centre path here, follow it all the way around, select defensive on your cast and kill any of these moss giants from distance. You can safe spot the ones over here as well. That's probably the easiest one to safe spot. You can do it here, you can do it there. And this is also going to give you a combat mastery point. So after this, 95% of runes are going to be saved. So those runes that you got there will last you for an absolute eternity. Next from here, open your league's menu and teleport to Karamja. Pretty sure the teleport was over here from memory last time. From here, just run north a little bit through this gap and then use the guy for the cart. Shallow Village is complete, so I think we can use this guy, pay the fare, and head over to Shallow Village. From here, you want to go north across the bridge, and then you want to head northeast, the very corner. Speak to him to buy a ticket. Night's rest, 35 coins. That's it. Go upstairs. There you go. Night's rest. That should complete the task. You can either use a cart guy, or you can just use your teleport from your league's menu. Probably take a similar amount of time anyway. Go back over to the Brimhaven Agility Arena, and this time we want to get ourselves one ticket. Go down and keep doing it until you get yourself a ticket. Head back up the ladder. We're going to head over to the Tazar. Once in here, it's a task to kill one of them, but I recommend killing 10. And you can use any of these little lava pools and just attack them from the other side. I'd also train on defensive, because there's a lot of tasks for wearing certain armor. So I'd just train your defense up. Magic's so quick to level anyway. It's going to take a very long time to kill 10 of these at your level, but for the combat mastery points, I think it's well worth it personally. But you can just kill one if you want and then skip the rest. Once you've done that, head out and back up the road. And we want to head over to the banana plantation on the east side of the island. Might as well pick some bananas on the way. Whatever you got room for, just keep picking them. Eat one of them as well, that's another task. Talk to the guy in the plantation and ask him if you can get a job, and he'll tell you to fill this crate here. And all you do is you put the bananas in the crates. And once you're done, he'll give you 30 GP. From there, head over to one of the charter guys and just trade them. And you can buy yourself absolutely anything. Doesn't matter what you buy, it's just for a task. Buy yourself something, and then that's the task completed. From here, use your league's menu again to Karamja. From here, head over to the Brimhaven dungeon and just pay to go in. Once you're in, you can leave. That's just another task to go in there. Next, pick yourself a pineapple, and then just head southeast. In this general store, we want to buy ourselves a torch and light it, and a tinderbox, and buy yourself some bronze bars. You want to use this anvil, and then just keep making items until you can eventually make a bronze full helm and a bronze plate skirt for another task. It shouldn't take long with the league's boost at all. From here, head west a little bit. There's a couple of snakes here. Just kill one of them. Of course, I don't have the net because I forgot it from before, but you'll have one, so just fish that one there. From here, go to the south, to the other side of this. And equip your Draven staff. Use the fairy ring. You want to use DKR for Edgeville. And from there we want to go and see the Slayer Master in Edgeville dungeon. From here, grab an assignment from the Slayer Master. Once you've done that, you'll get a gem. And you just need to check the task. And then trade the Slayer Master. And buy yourself a spiny helmet. Put it on for another task. From here, home teleport. Again, you can use the league's one if you're still on cooldown. You want to head down into the Lumbridge swamp where the cave is. And we're going to get ripped off. Buy ourselves a candle for 1000 GP. Talk to the candle seller when you get here. Whilst you're here, kill any of the frogs for another task. And then you want to go back into Lumbridge again. And again, you can use your home teleport from League's menu just to make it a little bit quicker. Now at this point, there's probably less people in Lumbridge, and if you want, you can complete Sheep Shearer, but you do need to bank everything to get space, so it's a little bit of a pain to do. But it's 30 points, so it's worth doing. Once you've done that, come over to the river and kill any of the ducks with a fire spell. Just up there, by the way, is the potato tree. It's just further there on the right hand side. It's a tree you cut for a task. There's only one, and I'm not going to tell everyone to go with it because it wouldn't work out very well for everyone. Right, hopefully you've been woodcutting along the way, like I said. If not, just cut some trees down until you can make the first canoe, which is level 12 from memory, and then use it up to the Champions Guild for another task. When you get over here, go north to the south entrance of Varrock, just on the east side when you go through. There's a couple of cabbages, just pick one of those for another task. Then go over to this house here with Old Man Yarlow. If you use your bronze med on it, it will say, oops, I fell off the hat stand, and that should be a task. It's a new one this league, that's what I think it is anyway. So once you do that, you should be fine. And next thing we need to go is over to the dig site, but to the south side where the examiners are. Once you're at the south side, just head a little bit northeast to where you can do the panning. Get a panning tray just here, and then just on the side here you can pan. And you want to keep searching it until you find an uncut jade, or opal. Thought I got it first time. Once you have that, head north, and we want to take the boat over to Fossil Island. Once here, go east a little bit to where the bank is. Obviously this won't be made for you, but we just want to pet the dog in here. Then travel back, and we want to go into Varrock. We should now have plenty of points and be at least to the next level where we get 8 times multiplier, I would have thought. So we're now going to collect all of our free XP, and also do the natural history quiz as well. Go to Orlando Smith, and then just click on any of these. If you got Runelight already, just click on Study Plaque and then click the answer, and it'll give you the answers. And you have to do that for every single one of them in here. But it's well worth it, because once you've completed it, you're going to get 8,000 XP in 2 different skills, which is Hunter and Slayer. So once you've done it, speak to Orlando Smith again, and he'll give you the XP. Then go upstairs, and then upstairs again. We want to speak to Historian Minas. And that's just to make sure we get all the kudos from the quests that have been automatically completed for us, because there's a nice reward for us as well. After you've done that, climb down the stairs, and you want to speak to the information clerk in the corner. As long as we've got 51 kudos or more, and even better if we've got 101 or more, then you're going to get a ton of free XP as well. Next, head over to the Varrock armor shop, buy yourself a steel plate body and a black plate body. If you can't afford both, you can always buy one, wear it, sell it, and then buy the other one, wear it, and sell it. But as soon as you wear both of them, that's another 2 tasks completed. And we don't need them, so sell them back to the shop because we need some money for later as well. After that, talk to Dr. Harlow to complete the next part of Vampire Slayer. Buy him a drink, and then he'll give you the steak. And then we're going to go and complete that quest. But on the way, there should be a few imps, so just keep an eye out for them. We want to kill an imp on the way for a task, as well as bury the ashes as well that it drops. Some imps there, I think there's 2 here, from memory. Try and kill one of them if they're available. Then head over to Draynor and manage to finish the task. Make sure you got your ham, your steak, and your garlic, and some jugs of wine. Once you've killed the vampire and completed the quest, you'll now be level 40 attack already. You can head over to Varrock to complete some more tasks for that attack level now. The one task is to equip an iron dagger, another is to equip a mithril weapon and an addy weapon, which we can do now. So just buy the dagger, they're cheap enough. Buy one of each of those, equip them all for another 3 tasks. If you don't want the items, just sell them back. And if you want to buy yourself an addy longsword, you should just be able to afford it. You now have some very simple tasks that can be done in pretty much any order that you want. I'm just reluctant with these set of tasks to give you a specific area to go to, because leagues can be manic day one. And whilst you're travelling around, if you found that a certain mining area was nice and quiet, that's probably the best place for these mining and smithing tasks. Just south of the Soul Wars portal has every ore that you need, and it's normally the best place to go. But again, just check. If it's too busy, you'll have to find somewhere else to do that. And there's a few other ones that, depending on where your levels are at this point, depends which order you can do them in.